Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, warm welcome to SME Channel's panel discussion on future of work post-COVID, sponsored by Logme In. Thank you very much for taking out from your busy schedule. I know so many things are happening in the background. Today is also a puja day, so you know from all the sides you were occupied. Still, then you made it. Uh, I owe you. Thank you very much. As you know, we have been doing webinars, events to create a strong connect in the ecosystem and create thought leadership around new normal and new world. And today's event is quite apt as a topic is future of work post pandemic. So to participate in this event, I've invited many senior leaders from the industry who have got decades of experience from Ingram Micro, from LDS Systems, Lagmi In, Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals. So I'll be there. I'll be anchoring the moderation, the panel discussion. So take you through the agenda. It's very small one. We're starting right at this moment. Straight away, we'll hit into the panel discussion. In between panel discussion, we have a poll. We have got very small questions. Those questions to see the indicators as to what is there in your mind. How do you want to see this new world? Whether you want to go to the office or work from anywhere, including home or any other place. Plus, we have a lucky draw of Amazon Eco, which will happen at the end of the discussion. And the discussion is not very long. It is a 45 minutes to 1 hour discussion. And you are feel free to ask any panelist any questions. All are very senior in their positions. Mr. Matthew Philip, Haris Ladda, Arvind Sharma, and Mr. Amarnath Sethi. All are very senior, very experienced. Some house rules I'll enumerate before I start that the communication will be from your side, no non-verbal. That means you will be chatting or putting out your questions on the questionnaire window. Okay, with this, let me introduce our eminent panelists. To start with, I must welcome Mr. Amarnath Sethi, Managing Director, LDS Infotech Private Limited. Mr. Amarnath, in my experience in encounter with Mr. Amarnath, I know him as a perfect and a gentleman with good habits and a result-oriented professional. Mr. Sethi is passionate about people, growth, and customer success. He believes in saying, manage your people, business gets managed automatically. He has been driving LDS Infotech successfully for last 18 years. If you remember, he is the immediate past chairman of Infotech Software Dealers Association, which is called ISODA, and ISODA is one of the very large, very important industry association for software business in India. Under his chairmanship, I remember it had gone to a great height, and now he has taken a back step. Probably he will be mentoring the entire initiative. Next is Mr. Arvind Sharma, another gentleman, head IT Chambal Fertilizers and Chemicals. He's an MCA with graduation in computer science, having exposure in ERP implementation and strategic IT infrastructure management. Currently pursuing PhD studies in SAP ERP from NIMS University, Rajasthan, which is National University in India. He's also a result-oriented IT professional with almost like 17 plus experience of rich and varied techno-functional experience, specializing in design, implementation, and running IT facilities, business critical applications like ERP and IT infrastructure setup and management for large multi-location functions and organization. I must welcome now Mr. Haris Ladda, Executive Director, Channel Sales, Ingram Micro. The company is one of the largest, I'll say the largest company, distribution company in India and globally. Mr. Ladda leads Ingra Micro sales team in India, is responsible for driving almost like 95% or more than that country's revenue across all type of partners. In his current role, he leads a team of more than 450 sales associates dispersed across 40 plus locations. Now I must welcome Mr. Matthew Philip, Senior Director, Business Development Alliances at LogMeIn, a business leader with whom I have been associated for a long time. We have been doing lots of awareness campaigns around this COVID, work from home, remote work, and many other things. So he's there, his experience, he's quite experienced, with more than 25 years of sales management experience, including alliances and channel management, account management, people management, business development, and Mr. Matthew is a cornerstone, I'll say, for LogMeIn channel business. And a perfect gentleman, I'll say. Never he loses his temper. Quite, very good demeanor. Whenever you have any challenge at any moment, at any point of time, you call up him and he will respond. So, ladies and gentlemen, before heading towards the panel discussion, let me give a context. Let me set the context now. As you know, things are now completely different because of the COVID. Personal life is not that great. People are working from home. We have gone digital, buying, selling, schooling, education, everything is online now, digital now. So also the entertainment. This has brought in a lot of advantages, including more time to work, personal lives, no commute in the office. That is saving time, saving fuel, and less contribution or less addition to the carbon footprint. But along with this, it brings also its flip side, the elongated working hours, webinar fatigues, productivity is a question mark by the leaders. However, there is a glimmer of hope as the offices are opening up and people are asked to join in phases. I don't know. These are the gentlemen, these are the leaders who are deciding what to do, what not to do. Let us hit into the panel discussion and decide and learn what is post-pandemic. So with this, I'll start my first question. So it's for everyone. You have been experiencing this situation for last 6 months, from March probably. I'll start with Mr. Arvind, since Arvind is managing in a company which is very connected with the grassroots, with the farmers. So what has been experienced so far from the remote perspective, from the hybrid work perspective, whether he's experiencing kind of employees productivity going down, what has been so far, Arvind? If you can quickly let me know.
Thanks, Mr. Sanjay. Thanks to all for giving us the opportunity to speak on this context. So, the first that being a leader, the experience so far for hybrid and remote work. So, as far as current, I can categorize in the 5 categories. That the basic challenge was that the IT have a skill set based job, and the deployment of the manpower instantly during the lock period was really a challenge. But during lockdown, we have catered that one in a phase-wise manner. So due to the manpower constraints, it was a challenge every time that being a single skill set people with a multiple role was a challenge, but we have shuttled down based upon. So this was the experience we have faced, but we have settled down based upon the phase-wise manner. Then the next was the challenge we have faced, that internet network bandwidth challenge was a lot. The people who are working in a remote place having a bandwidth challenge, because on that time it was an instant lockdown and bandwidth was not adequate. So it was a challenge on that time as well. The third one is the cyber and data security perspective. It was a major challenge we have faced in terms of cyber security. Most of the organization was not prepared with that. But Plus, it was a challenge to all the organization, and we mitigated with the existing resources. There was a OEM support was required, and thanks to them that it was quite run well. The next was the work and personal life balance was also a major challenge, because there was a I got a feedback from the people from the team that they don't have a much there was no work time quantified for the job. So that was also a lot of discipline is required in that context. Additionally, there was a financial hit to the employees as well. Those was not planned for the remote workers for the bandwidth cost. That also hits in the last 6 months. So that also covered, and it was a motivational or something supportive from the organization perspective as well. So these I can categorize in the 5-6 perspective. So over from my side. Thank you.
All right, I'll move to Mr. Amarnath Sethi, his perspective on the situation for last 6 months. How has it been?
Okay, yeah. Thanks, Sanjay, for this opportunity and inviting me as a panelist here. And thanks, guys. Good afternoon and joining here for this in this panel. Okay, as you know, we are a LDS Infotech Private Limited is IT services and solutions products company, and we have operations in Mumbai, Bangalore, and Pune as of now. So far, I think work from home scenario, I think it has so far it has been good, as we ourselves are technology oriented company. We provide services, so we could quickly adopt to work from home, and employees were happy, and they could spend more time with their loved ones. Traveling is not there, uh, but work from home has its own challenges, right? If you don't have a proper infra at home, if the employees are staying in especially in Mumbai, if I say, if they're staying in a faraway places like up in the suburbs, they will have even now we have places like Vasai and Dombivli, we have power cuts, right? We have less Wi-Fi's. So these are own challenges are there. So it is overall, it is a mixed experience. However, this is a forced work from home for us. We don't know how things will happen. Once your customers are working from home, working from office, everybody is working from office. Whether we'll come back to our pre-pandemic levels, it all depends. It is still a question mark. If the customers are working from office, will you continue to work from home? So that is a simple, there will be question mark on that. And as even Satya Nadella has said, is that work from home culture may have adverse effect on the mental well-being of the employees. So they are also ready to hit the office. They're missing that office gossips, right? Eating together and a lot of things. Okay, yeah. So it has own pros and cons. It is a wait and watch for me till now.
All right, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Amarnath. Now I'll move to Harish Nanda. His perspective, you are a distribution company and consider it to be essential companies that the government said, because you are supplying to, even Mr. Amarnath, his company is also into it. So how has been, are you bringing in people to the office? What has been so far as far as the experience is concerned?
Absolutely, Sanjay, and thanks for the opportunity. Right, like Arvind and Amarnath mentioned, right? Similar experience because this was a shock, and like Amarnath said, right, it's a forced work from home, correct? But when you look at a company like Ingram Micro, right? We are a very large distribution company. In a country like India, we have in excess of 40 offices and warehouse locations, right? And in this pandemic, of course. Being a supplier of IT equipment, right? A lot of our operations, we had to ensure that they continue to be available for our partners as well as for customers, right? So break it up into a couple of parts. Wherever our offices were there, we kind of let people work from home, and the offices were closed in the initial phase. But our operations team, we were able to kind of split it into a couple of parts, because the load was, of course, 10-20% of what it used to be earlier. So we had fewer operation associates coming to office, but more importantly, it was critical to give them the comfort that Ingram Micro is taking all possible ways and means to ensure that they are safe. So whether providing vehicles or sanitization of the operations places, etc. Right? Interesting, like I say, what I realize is that people are very, very resilient, right? In the first week or 10 days, nobody knew what hit them, correct? So everyone is trying to adapt to what was happening around them. Maybe 2 weeks later, maybe panic started to come home when people realize, okay, this is gonna last a little bit longer than a week, and we'll have to take calls from home, we'll have to do video calls from home, etc. But I think after that, thankfully for us, at least as an organization, all the employees were enabled with laptops and connectivity, etc. So it was quite a smooth transition from working from office to work from home, right? But just a quick funny thing. I think there's always been this talk of employees wanting work from home, and it was always a much desired perk for employees, right? Now suddenly, working from office has become a desired perk, and a lot of people want to come to office and spend some time there for all the right reasons, right? So it's interesting how the coin has flipped in the last 6 months. Up to you.
All
Okay,
right.
back to you, Sanjay.
Okay, thank you very much, Haris. So I'll move to Matthew also. Matthew has been, working day and night during this time, pandemic, supporting the customers, also the partners. Matthew, your take on the last 6 months.
Yes. So thanks, Sanjay. Thanks for this platform where we get an opportunity to discuss with such esteemed panelists, as well as an opportunity to talk to a lot of partners, right? So thank you for this opportunity. And thank you all the participants who are there, who are attending this session today. So, I mean, for LogMeIn, it's been, it's a very different experience, right? Because LogMeIn started off in the year 2003, right? So first let me talk about the company, then I'll talk about personally what is my view. But LogMeIn started off in the year 2003, 17 years, and we started off as a remote access company. So last 17 years, we've been unlocking the potential of the remote workforce for our customers. So for us, simply put, remote work is in our DNA, right? And it's been there for 17 years. Now, obviously, like all other companies, we also entirely started working from home in March. And that was globally, not just in India, but globally, we started working from home. And once our employees started working from home, we obviously prioritized how to help customers because we understood remote work. We started helping customers to in their work from anywhere journey, right? We had something called the emergency remote work kits, which we used to give to our customers so they could quickly ensure their business continuity. And because we understood remote work kit, it was easier for us to help the customers in this journey. Now,
Right.
obviously, like Harish just said, obviously when it started off, people were challenged. They were worried. How do you work from home? How will video calls happen? Will customers be okay with it? But as the time went by, as customers became comfortable, partners became comfortable, I think people are becoming more comfortable with working from home, right? And working from home or working remote, or the word we coin now is working from anywhere, right? So, I mean, it can be anywhere. Now, a survey which was done recently, and it was done by a global workforce analytics, one of the leaders when it comes to workplace way forward, right? They said 77% of the global workforce whom they surveyed felt they were more productive when they were working from home. Now, this was a welcome change to when people started working from home, where they were feeling they're unproductive. Now, but I mean, personally, if you ask me, I'm currently working out of Cochin, though I'm based out of Bangalore. Sanjay, you know that. And Cochin is where my parents are. They're old. So I get this opportunity to work from Cochin, spend time with my parents, and also be at work. Now, this would not have been possible if remote work was not there, right? So personally, I use this opportunity to spend more quality family time. But I think I agree with all of the people saying that, all of us are craving to meet our colleagues, our partners, and customers in person also. So I somehow feel and 100% work from home may not happen. It going forward, I'm saying, when the new normal happens, I personally believe it would be more of a hybrid model, right? The best of both worlds. So that's my view on this one.
Okay, thank you, Matthew. So far we are good. We have experienced both the things, mixed ones. Now we'll move to the second part. Is that what is going to be the new normal? Let me before that, let me run a poll. We have a poll which indicates about the future or the mood of the people. I'll request to run the poll. So panelists can also participate in this poll. Okay, the first one is 62%. Can you run the second one? The first question, future work, 62% the answer. Okay, so 65% for remote work. And can we run the third one? Very interesting. All right, so this is a good one. This is organization support. Family support less, organization support it's more 64%. Okay, let's have the last one and we'll head into the discussion. I think this is a repetition, I believe.
But why this Sanjay total percentage is more?
Yeah, I can see that.
No, that's because multiple answers are allowed. So each
People are
of you
answering
can choose.
more.
So everyone
So
can choose multiple options.
exactly. So it means there are two things clear here out of this, that people are still ready. Even though you say that you come to the office and join here, people are ready to work from home. That's one.
Okay.
Organization needs to support. So we'll discuss about that later part of our discussion. But I'll start asking the questions to Arvind. The biggest challenge has been the pandemic, the business continuity planning, disaster recovery. There has been lots of things during this time. Arvind, you know, I know also, you know how the things fail. What has been your experience? What is going to be the new normal and new way? Are you reimagining the business continuity planning new way?
Yes. So thanks, Sanjay, once again. So regarding the business continuity planning, at the time of lockdown, the instant lockdown, and Mr. Harish has said rightly that it's a force lockdown sort of on that time, 6 months back. So we evaluated that actual readiness of the business continuity planning was not there. It was in the black and white. It's in the contractual terms and condition. Is it audible? It's fine.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Okay, fine. So what we have evaluated that once we have discussed, suppose it's a cloud-based platform infrastructure. Let's talk about the infrastructure. So if we will talk about to the infrastructure cloud platform OEM, so actual readiness was not there because many of the organizations the infrastructure was shut down and their workforce was very quite limited, and they are working in a remote locations. So for 24/7 as a managed services goes on the cloud platform as a hyperscalers and all, it's a challenge for them. So what to mitigate that risk, what we have done it, because that time was very critical, we have done the real drills, not even one time, multiple times in last 3 months. Realistic means at midnight, 2 o'clock, it was not planned. We have declared technological disaster forcefully as a TC, and we have checked with the actual load, actual infrastructure, and we found that 3 to 4 times it was failed. It was not able to take a full load as it is in the disaster main south. So that readiness is, so I would recommend that realistic DR drills is required. It should not call as a drill. It's a realistic readiness of the infrastructure, readiness infrastructure of your employees as well. We have seen and we noticed that there are a lot of employee rotation was not there actually previously. So what we learned from that, it's not, we should always talk about the network infrastructure, cloud infrastructure, always in a non-material equipments, not in the person based. Suppose a person, a manager is working in an organization, he is having all the credentials with himself. Suppose some COVID or something epidemic happened, then he will carry entire things with him. To break the chain, there's a huge task. So what we have done it, we have done the job rotation in last 3 months, and post COVID also, it's a learning and it's a recommendation to all the peers and colleagues to adhere with the same practice. This will help the organization as a business continuity planning. So the last and but not least, the point is the business continuity planning should not be in the black and white, not for the audit compliance, but yes, for the actual readiness of that. I had words with many CIOs, many peers, that now come organizations and peers are thinking about not to have a in place of DR, no. 6 month DR, 6 month main. The future will be like that way, and we can think and we can evaluate after 1 year or so 6 months that it's no DC and DR. There is a parallel mirroring of the DC and DR. This will come actually. Apart from the vendor contracts, also we have seen that contracts is also having a very straight, very beautiful and all. There was no SLA. There was no SLA breach was there, because in COVID we have seen a lot of OEM is not able to support. Their intent is able to support, but they're not able to support that to organizations due to the late delivery, the lockdown periods. So we have seen that it's a recommendation. We have redefined the vendor contracts as well, and to have a preparedness for the future. If something happened, then we should be well prepared. I'm sorry to all of you with the OEM, but that's my recommendation and the experience that I've shared with you. Thank you.
That's right. That's why Mr. Amarnath is there. He must be taking note of what's going to happen in the market, from a horse's mouth,
Definitely,
isn't it?
definitely, yeah.
Okay. So this is from the disaster recovery or the business continuity point of view. The other thing has happened also, lot of newest technologies like video solutions, your collaboration solution have been used by the organization. But are you seeing the communication actually has been amplified during this time? The virtual connect has happened, has solved the goal of the organizations, and is it going to be a new norm, and the same thing will continue, because we are talking about hybrid work also, And now in this poll, we saw that more people are tilting towards working from home. Mr. Amarnath, can you shed some lights on this? What is your, because you are saying that yes, office, you advise that people should come to the office, but people on the other side are saying that they are happy working from home, with giving 100%, giving similar kind of productivity.
Yeah, definitely. Even after the COVID, I strongly believe that video communication anytime and anywhere access will definitely continue. It will be more of video communications. Even corporates are, now even for example, me when I have multiple city operations, every day morning I take my meetings on video meetings on various technologies in the morning. Then kick off the meetings and see what are the guidelines. So definitely this will continue, but in the meantime, you have to see, to be successful in the long run, a structured approach is needed, and work from home, the technology implementation, I think, is not as easy as it looks. We have to look at a lot of options, the security, the data security, how the employees are using your data, your wherever it is, how they are sharing it, how they are using it, the speed of work which you are doing, as I said, if they're in remote places, how will the remote place will work. And I strongly feel the way we work will I think change. It will be more video meetings. If there are more video meetings, we have to see your preparation is very important before the video meetings, because their customers will be very serious in their video meetings, and your preparation will be very key, how you are prepared for the meetings, because you will not get more chance, when you are doing a video meeting. The customer may not come back to you, if you are not prepared, even you may not answer your mail later, if you are not, if your video meetings are not structured. So this will be there. I think then corporate reporting, on portals, I think definitely will increase, right? Because there will be very less, all your data will be in one place, and it will be in the portal, and like in the BFSI, I think the banks now will tell customers they will have a portal, and they will tell customer to access whatever the data from there, which is not as of now. I think it will be more structured way. And
Okay.
as I said, it will be more audio calls. If it is an average call, it is a normal call, it will be more audio calls. If it is a serious calls, it will be video calls. And I think it will be a larger, closure deals for us like us. I think it will be one-to-one calls. The meeting the customers, I think it is still important, because all what matters is the community, the psychology. Okay, and so it will be mixture of all this. Okay, and if you see, 20 years back, I know nobody was having ISC culture in inside sales. Nobody has heard, uh, so slowly it picked up. So now it is inside sales. Now everybody is doing inside sales, right? In the work from home scenario. So, so it will be mixed, hybrid collaboration. That's what I feel.
Okay. You said a structure, you need to have a structure in terms of the collaboration, whether it's
Yeah.
video, audio, what is, depending on the meeting. So Harish is more concerned about it. Harish, because he meets, being a salesperson, he need to meet, he has that kind of knack to meet in person. Now, he may not agree with the structure of video conferencing. What is your opinion, Harish?
Sanjay, interesting again, right? So just a couple of things, see, typically, it's just that in the last 6 months, right, nearly everyone is kind of forced to use a collaboration tool, right?
Right.
But I think, Matthew will, kind of, agree with me, and so would Amarnath to some extent, is that, organizations like Ingram and LogMeIn, right? We anyway used a lot of collaboration techniques because Matthew needed to speak to his colleagues across the globe, right? A product launch, a distribution launch, a partner channel conversations, etc., right? And for a sales leader like myself, right, out of the team that works with me, I only have one leader who sits in the same office as I do, right? All my other 10 leaders are anywhere remote across the country, right?
Right.
So for a lot of us who kind of run businesses nationally, we continue to use collaboration tools like which are available in the market on a very regular basis as part of the IT policy. So we were used to video collaboration, we were used to audio document collaboration, working out projects and reports together, etc. Right?
Mhm.
Except that the teams would be in office, right? So they had access to good bandwidth and consistency, and they would sit in the conference room. So there was nobody passing behind them, right, while they are having a conversation. Instead of where they're home, everybody's at home today, right? And the tools are really built over the last few years, right? The tools have been built to work on lesser bandwidth now than what they used to consume earlier, correct? So honestly, there's so many times when I'm even right now I take a video call on my phone, right? And whatever we call the telecom networks today, but a lot of time, 90% of the times it still works, at least in the larger cities, correct? It's not that you have very frequent video drops, right? So I think that's been the reality. As we go ahead, what the challenge we really have is internally you can still manage the collaboration, like Amarnath mentioned. How do you manage externally, correct?
Right.
There's so much of India is seen as a face-to-face market, correct? In
Mhm.
markets like US or Australia, you could have one person sitting in office and really managing partners across the country. But in India, we love to go and see Amarnath and have a cup of tea or coffee at his office, right? So we enjoy the green tea that Amarnath serves to us, right? And then the conversation, correct? So that's the reality of how India works. But I think that reality will have to change as we go ahead, because all of us need to be careful, right? It's just that the situation we are in, all of us need to be careful and watchful. I don't know how long, but maybe for the next year or so. And even after that, I do believe that internal collaboration would continue to be a lot more, video driven, a lot more remote driven. But we'll have to find ways and means to collaborate physically or in a hybrid manner with external stakeholders, right? Now, what shape it takes, I think it depends on how the vaccine is and where the world is over the next 6-9 months. But I do think internally we'll continue to use the tools. I doubt we'll travel often for internal meetings. But
Okay.
I think for external meetings is what will drive our travel and face-to-face conversations.
All right. Thank you, Matthew. Your views on whether for both the things, because next question is connected to it. Depending on your answer, I'll ask this next question.
Yeah. So, I mean, everyone has covered it, right? Both Harish and Amarnath covered it well. So, I mean, see, one is obviously the poll which you did, which clearly says 65% of the people would like to continue working remote or working from anywhere, right? The survey I talked about 76% because that was a global survey, and maybe there globally people are more used to working from remote. So almost 76% wanted to work. So it is clear that remote work is here to stay. Now it may be hybrid, but it is still there will be a large part of the population which will work remote. Now, if you have to work remote, you clearly need to have good communication and collaboration tools which they can use to connect with their colleagues, to connect with their customers. Now, like Harish said, yes, internal collaboration would be much more simpler, and a lot of companies will encourage that internal collaboration to be done on video tools rather than travel, because you save travel costs, right? A lot of costs, because there was a huge part of the cost where travel costs today. So that will come down. Now, when it comes to customers, what I believe is, see, customers have seen the effectiveness of video meetings over the last 8 months. People didn't have options, right? So with customers becoming more open, they are also feeling, okay, if somebody travels in, I'm not talking about OEM partner, because OEM partnerships are very different, right? There's a lot of personal connect also. But when you meet a customer, the customer thinks that, okay, if he's doing a video call, it's a 30-minute call, it will start in and end in 30 minutes. Because there is no after, because if you do an in-person meeting, you'll end up sitting there talking, chai piyenge, ya customer ke saath you step out, right, have a discussion. So all that becomes very narrow. So some of the customers have more open to having video meetings, and some of them will continue to have video meetings, right? But like but some of those meetings, like if it is a on-site engineer who's managing a knock, and if he has to be there, he has to be there. I mean, you can't do much. Now, quickly coming back, I mean, just I'll end up with one thought. So obviously, if collaboration tools are needed, you need to have the right kind of platform, right? Which brings things like your audio, your video, your virtual event capabilities, right? Everything together in a single unified SaaS platform, like what LogMeIn has, a go-to platform, right? So everything is there. So for a customer, whether he's on a desktop or a laptop or a mobile, right, whether he's having an audio meeting or a video meeting, everything is seamless, right? And why I said SaaS, because obviously if you need to use it, you need to deploy it quickly. The user experience should be great so that you have better adoption, because a lot of industries like the Chambal fertilizers, it's a traditional industry. I'm sure people there, if they don't find uh, your collaboration tool easy to use, they may not adopt it, right? And finally, it is also about security. The tools which you use should meet the stringent security which is today needed as more and more people are working remote. So I think I personally believe the right set of collaboration tools, whether you're working from home, office, or remote, whether it's internal or etc., is going to be critical in the way we move forward on as we move forward.
All right. So let us make it very interesting, interactive also. Before I start asking you questions, take some questions. Directed to Arvind, so also Harish. So let me take one question, which is from Kailash Gupta, ETS Computer Private Limited. How effective is work from home, particularly for hybrid infra service organizations? Is it time to switch to cloud infra and managed services in Toto? So he is asking about whether to migrate completely to cloud, because we are already into the SaaS mode or cloud mode. So who will take the first? You can. I think Matthew can take this question from a OEM perspective. Then I'll just give time to.
So I think I just responded. So when you saying cloud, see, obviously cloud adoption was already in the works. So today, when you say cloud, it can be private cloud, hybrid cloud, or managed SaaS based. I didn't actually understand the question. So the question is cloud the way forward? Was that the question? I mean, or was
So
it?
you're saying, is it time to switch to cloud infra, managed services in total? So no physical one. Everything is from cloud. You are asking all your infra as a service from the cloud. You pay
So
for
see,
it.
it was already going, right? So pay as you use, infra as a service, database as a service. Now it's experience as a service, right? So everything is as a service, and if you have to do it as a service, obviously the foundation of all of that is cloud, right? When we say cloud, earlier people had private cloud. Now more and more people are open to SaaS-based platforms, right? With advent of better security, with quick onboarding, ease of use. I think SaaS and cloud is going to be the way forward, and obviously I believe. If you're talking about as a service offering, yes, that's the way we are completely moving towards. See, this would have all happened if there was no pandemic, maybe 3 years, 4 years from today. But because of
Right.
pandemic, everything has accelerated, and what we have to see 3 years from today, we are already started seeing. I think that is what has happened.
Okay. So same question, but in a different way, Amarnath. How effective is work from home, particularly for hybrid infra service organizations? So I think he's asking about working from home. You are into working from home, but your backend, your organization is not completely cloud. So it is hybrid one. So in that situation, how effective is work from home?
Okay. As far as we are concerned, I think our organization is already, almost all on cloud, because what
Okay.
we use is, we use O365, we use VPN solutions to get anywhere access. We have, security on cloud. So as far as we are concerned, we have given, services to customers on remote to all of our customers. Even we have implemented, like, the firewalls, the higher end firewalls from, work from home scenarios from customers, where one of the, junior engineer of the customer is in his site. So that is definitely possible, and as far as cloud, I think everybody is adopting to cloud. And as Mr. Matthew rightly said, this particular pandemic has accelerated the cloud adoption. What you have been seeing, 5 years down the line, we have saw it now. Everything is accelerated. Your communication, collaboration, things are accelerated.
All right. This is a question for Harish. Jitesh asks, uh, what percentage of customers are adopting, accepting virtual meetings?
So Sanjay, again, from our perspective, our customers are our partners, right? So 100% of our meetings are now virtual with all our partners, correct? So
Mhm.
in fact, I think, and a big, I think, shout out to the partner community is that, we were in fact also able to do a lot of partner connect sessions, which are one-on-one sessions with the partners. With vendors, we call it quarterly business reviews. With partners, we call it partner connect sessions. So we've been able to run, hundreds of partner connect sessions, which last between 30 to 45 minutes, where we talk about how's our business been for the past 6 to 9 months. How do we look at the industry as we go ahead, and how could we help each other in kind of growing the business, right? So I think honestly, 100% of our partner discussions are now online. What I also want to add is that there is a large part of our business which is on the mobility side as well, correct? So which is, we sell mobile phones to partners and who kind of go ahead and sell it to the retailers, right? So there we are seeing some kind of a need to actually go and meet the partners face to face, so that we can talk to the feet on street, ensure proper coverage of retail outlets, etc., right? So though we have not gone down that path as of now, but I think over a period of time we'll have to find a way to do that better.
All right. Let me ask a question on behalf of the attendees to Arvind. Uh, that he, Jagdish Arun likes to understand whether the leave policy compensation will have changed due to work from home and remote work. You being leader, you must be along with your CFO or CEO or the MD, must be creating a chart how to work around the leave policy of the employees. What is that? How are you defining that? That's very important.
Okay. Yes, this is a very valid question actually, and this will help us to all as well to understand. So it's a very practical example in my organization. At the time of epidemic, and it was a lockdown, instant lockdown, the leave policy, it was quite, very confusing at the inception of time, that 70% of workforce was working from home. Being an IT person, it's my responsibility as a leader. It's not IT, it's non-IT, manufacturing, non-manufacturing. A lot of people were working from home. There was an exception. So we had a discussion with the CFOs, CEOs, that there's an exception policies for that, because our people was working from home. It's not. So organization have declared a COVID leave sort of something, which is not payable, or if a person is on quarantine period, and then they need to apply for the leave. So, but since all the workforce was supporting 24/7 from the remote locations, so it's our responsibility within that we have convinced to the management that still 24/7 support is there despite people are not on site. So that's what we have convinced, and it's a motivational factor for the employees as well, that we care for the employees. They work beyond their office hours as well to support the business. So that's what we have mitigated the risk of that one. Yeah, I think this will answer correctly to your question.
Okay. Another question before I ask my agenda to the leaders. I'll take one more question again, and then I'll shift. So, Haris, if you see being sales, you go on calls, you go for the cold calls. So, how the industry is going to change? The system integrators are going to change, and the way the calls are going to happen. For 6 months there is a gap completely.
Correct. Look, I think, honestly, it's gonna be very difficult for I think we may have to write off physical cold calls, right? I don't think it's gonna be a practical solution at all, right?
Okay.
Organizations will need to find out different ways of reaching out to customers, right? What I've heard from our partners, right, in terms of what they're doing in this situation is, of course, most of the partners are kind of doubling down with their existing customers, right? So if they were typically initially selling, say, 2 or 3 solutions, right? Now they are talking to their customers whether they can expand the portfolio of solutions, right? And instead of 3, sell 4 or 5 or 6 solutions to those to the existing set of customers, right? So one is doubling down with your existing customers, ensure that you have a larger pie of their business or a larger share of their business, right? Secondly, from really getting in new customers, people are really relying a lot more on digital marketing. People are relying a lot more on webinars and events like this one, where they're picking up particular technologies and trying to reach out to a larger audience to kind of establish them as the leading provider of that technology or that solution in the market, right? So I do believe that. Then the third one, of course, is calling customers on the phone. But I think that's also very, very difficult at these times. Most customers are at home, so entertaining a call which is not planned, correct, just for selling solutions, it's going to be tougher, correct? So I would think that doubling down with your existing customers, doing more with them, and second is use digital marketing to try and reach out to as many customers as you can. Partners, sorry, just last thing, Sanjay. Partners who are a little bit more on the consumer side of the business, dealing with endpoints, etc. I think they need to have build a digital presence where customers can come on board and transact directly, correct? Instead of waiting to make a call and physically place an order, right? So I think that's more what we are seeing from partners who are in the consumer space.
So
All right.
Sanjay, if
Yeah,
you're
please.
okay, I'll just add. I would like to add on to what Harish said. A very excellent point, right? So one was to double down, right? Basically, is to farm your own account. So if you have an account and you have a customer, you have better chances of talking to the customer, understanding what are the gaps, and trying to fulfill it with the solutions you offer. So and to give you an example, if you look at LogMeIn, we are now in India touching nearing around 10,000 customers, right? Small and big. Now, surprisingly, only we have a 15 products across multiple portfolios, whether it's collaboration, whether it's remote access, remote support, digital engagement. Now, the issue is only 2% of this 10,000 customers actually use more than one product of ours, which means 10,000 customers using from a 15 product range we have, only 2% uses more than one product. So for our own sales teams, for our partners, it's a huge opportunity, right? Going back to the customer and saying, you are using this LogMeIn product, let's say you're using a GoToMeeting, why don't you try a remote support tool? Because the customer today are looking at because we are a work from anywhere company. So they are looking at tools. Same way, I'm just adding up to what Harish said. It's a wonderful point, right? So for partners to go and start doing cold calls will be very difficult. Your customers, they are all going through this work from anywhere journey, right? They are all trying to look at the right remote support tool, right remote access tool. What should be the digital engagement? What should be a video conferencing tool they use? So go back to your customers and talk about it. I think that would be a great way to keep your business running.
Okay, excellent. Now, so far the discussion, you all can see that the opinion are tilting towards work from home or remote work. As far as the future of work is concerned. Now the questions are coming in that way. So people are not believing they are going to attend their offices. So that's the reason that doubt is coming to their mind. What is going to happen? Now my personal belief is that we are very comfortable by now. We are very comfortable with these webinars, meetings, and gradually we are wearing ourselves. Brain wearing ourselves to adapt to this situation and take it in a different way, right? So to switch from 6-year experience to switch to a new normal or going to office, how difficult will it be, or is it going to happen? What is going to be the situation? I cannot actually imagine. But since you have got so many people around you, Amarnath, you can tell me. So what is going to happen? How do you imagine things will be changing or shaping up in a different way?
See, technology-wise, I think see we are ready for work from home, especially maybe in the metro cities. As I said, compared to some glitches here and there, technology-wise we are ready. But are we ready psychologically? Not to work from office. Okay. for forever? That is the main question. And of course we have to see the challenges what we face, right? And as far as we are concerned, we already started work from office alternate day, and whoever can travel on their own vehicles, they're already started coming. In places like Bangalore, where people use mostly their own vehicles, they are willing to come, and there is 100% attendance from employees on that. And I think we are taking all precautions. We have to take precautions. So as I said earlier, it is too early to say whether work from home or work from office. What is the guarantee that your employees will work the same way as they are working now, even after the post pandemic? If everything is back to normal, and do you think that the employees who have been working very good now will work the same way after the pandemic? So there are questions on that, right? So whether they will continue to give you extra hours, there are questions. So for me personally, it is a wait and watch till everything is normal. I will decide, maybe going forward on that, how take the cross the bridge when it comes. But I'm open to work from home, a hybrid situation where how the customer accepts it. So we have to see how the customer accepts this, because if I work from home, if the customer is working from office, he will ask, अरे यार आज क्या work from home है क्या? मैं office में हूँ, send your person, or send your some of the guy. So these all things, fine tuning will be definitely there. So let's wait and watch on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Harish, same question in a different way. We are used to it. Now I collaborate with you. I get acquainted with you. I feel like you are an excellent friend of mine. So also Matthew, so also Amarnath, and so also Arvind. Now we set up a kind of new bonding through it. So this is happening. The other side is this is also part of a question. What about customer stickiness? Arvind will answer that, and once you put answer in your own way. Of course, this is not the right question for you, but then yes, you can answer since your ultimate aim is to get business from the customers. Is it
Absolutely.
without physical touch or physical meeting from this video conferencing? Can you emphasize or can you back for customer stickiness touch without touch points? Improve customer stickiness also.
So Sanjay, I think like Amarnath mentioned, and all of us are kind of so this is kind of a first in a lifetime experience for all of us, right? So we are all we are all learning as we are going through this phase, correct? So look, and none of us have the right answers. I believe all of us are kind of working through this as days pass, right? My view is like this, that India continues to be a relationship based market, right? And I don't think that's going to change soon, and I really hope it doesn't, right? Because relationships really, Indians are known for relationships, right?
True.
We don't want to become absolutely professionals, right? So I think India will continue to be a relationship market. I don't think that's going to change, right? I look at this situation as a as a small stop, before we kind of go back to potentially where we were, right?
Mm.
Customers, I think we will whenever the situation becomes normal, I think customers would like us to meet them, because it's not only about me speaking to Amarnath, right? Just as an example, right? It's not about me speaking to Amarnath saying how things are, etc. But it's also about when I go to Amarnath's office, it's also about me talking to his cloud head, talking to his accountant, talking to his other sales team, etc. Saying, how's business, what's happening, how can you help me with, is there something else we could do together, right?
Mm.
And that cannot be done over a video conferencing meeting which I set up with Amarnath, right? Because he's not going to be, and those are the interaction that we miss, right? Sometimes we call them coffee machine conversations, but they are not
Mm.
really coffee machine conversations, right? A lot of time when people get together, right, that's when creativity happens, right? That's when the organization culture gets built, right? That's how communication gets built, right? Today, imagine me and Amarnath are working in the same office. If I need something, I walk over to his desk and say, Amarnath, I need this help, correct? And across the table we do blah blah blah, whatever it is, and we move on, right? Now, in this situation today, if I need to talk to Amarnath, I need to find time in his calendar, right, to be able to set up a meeting and then talk to him. Correct.
Absolutely.
So look, I do think that this is a matter of time. That we will go back to what we were doing earlier. Um, how much intensity is a question, correct? Whether people will make 6 calls a day, meet 8 customers, 10 customers a day, that's a question one. And the second part is more about working from office versus working from home, correct? Maybe the impact will be lesser where
Anywhere,
today.
not home exactly. Anywhere, remotely, anywhere you can
Yeah.
sit in.
Exactly. So you don't need to necessarily. So if some organizations have rules around saying you got to be swipe in at 9:30 and you can swipe out after 6, correct? Maybe
Hmm.
those rules will become more flexible to say that as long as you deliver what we ask you for, typically from the sales side, right? Then we don't necessarily need you to come to office on a daily basis, right? So I think those are the
Absolutely.
things that will change. Is what my view, Sanjay, really is.
But whether Arvind is ready to accept the calls without video calls for any deals or anything, Arvind he represents the other side. Are you changing yourself, your mindset, Arvind? That Amarnath calls you, you have got some requirement. Amarnath says, okay, let's go on a con call and finalize. Is it changing in the community of CIOs, IT heads?
See, point is that the change is always a painful. We have seen that, but it's a huge transition. Change is always painful, but on the other hand, change is only a permanent. So, point is that after covering what is my viewpoint, that yes, it's a hybrid sort of model. What I believe it will be.
Hmm.
Sometimes it's a flexible. Harish have rightly said it's a flexi hours sort of things will be there. If Amarnath wants to meet me in person, if it is actually required, because adoption is already there now. Now I had a words with my CEO, CFO, so now the change, their perception is also changed now entirely. I can tell you one of the MD's discussion with me, the 2 minutes and post-COVID and pre-COVID. Pre-COVID, the perception is to have a big boardroom, having a Polycom VC, full capability, just come on and have a VC. Now the perception has changed. Now the thing is, now the boardroom comes to the online platform. It's yes, the adoption is completely there. Now the organization top management is thinking that why people came to office. There are only two perspectives. I may be wrong, but it's a perception of the management now. One for the files which is being stored in the locks and all, the file retrieval, and another is for the in-person meeting. If both is vanished, so 50% organization have vanished. Online platform play a very vital role in that. Now let's talk about the physical files. That digital transformation has already started in the organization. That the document management and the digital transformation journey, which will mitigate that aspect as well. So it will be a mitigate unless and until there is a government of India statutory norms or some very strictly in-person file evaluation and all, or if any skill set is used, we required for on-prem model. As you rightly said, Mr. Sanjay, that there's a huge transition. Organization has moved from on-prem model to the cloud. It's a SaaS, it's a intelligence, it's a complete on-prem model is going to be transformed to the cloud-based because there's a 24/7 NOC team is there to work on. You're not dependent upon the skill set people. So there's a transition, but it will be a hybrid. It will take another 1 year to have a complete transition. But yes, 50% journey, organization, individual have already set up in their mind. So that's my perception actually.
So, so Sanjay, I know we are running out of time,
Yes.
but
Yes,
just to
Murthy.
add, I mean, very encouraging to hear what Arvind just said, right? A traditional organization like Chambal Fertilizers talking about going online, right? And believing that transformation is happening. So that's great news. Another point which I would say, just to Harish also and to Amarnath, is that one thing we forgot is India is the youngest country in the world. So if you look at the amount of millennials in India, right, today it is at close to 500 million, which means people who were born after 1984. Unfortunately, none of us are born after 1984. So we don't come in. I don't know about Harish, but others don't look like they are born after 1984. Correct me if I'm wrong. But so what is happening is with such a large population of being millennials, they will be part of your employee force. they will be part of your customer base, and they are very digitally savvy. They like to be digital first. They like to go online first. They would rather do online self-help than call up a call center. So what we, and these guys are going to be calling the shots sooner than later in your organizations, as your customer, as your employee. So what we are talking about going back to offices, yes, 100% we will go back to offices. There will be hybrid, but all these people would love to continue to work from wherever they are, have the right video conferencing equipment, have the right meeting tools, have the right AI chatbots, right? So I believe that hybrid with a large population continuing to work from anywhere. I'll put work from anywhere, not work from home. It can be remote, can be, and even work from, let's say, a beach, like Zubin, who's the person behind the event today. He's working out of Goa. He's my colleague from LogMeIn. He's operating out of Goa, running this webinar from there, right? So I'm saying people, and he's a millennial. So I'm telling you, the world is going to change very shortly because India is very young as a country.
All right, so we are almost like
To add
closing
to
it.
that,
Yeah,
Matthew, we have young crowd working, but if you also see, they are also raring to meet their friends in this time, right? Why they want to meet their friends? I have two teenage sons. They always tell me, no, I will go for 10 minutes out and meet my friends and come back. I said, no, right? So, but in the meantime, all these youngsters, they also want to meet one-to-one. So there is also
100%. 100%. Which is why I said hybrid. I'm saying it has to be hybrid. I would also love to go back to office, right? Meet a couple of my friends, colleagues, meet our customers, come to your office. I mean, all of us want to be hybrid, but all I'm saying is remote work will also equally become a way of life.
yes, exactly, correct. Yeah, that is that. That is,
That's
of
what
course, is that.
Matthew, hybrid means we have an opportunity to meet in person as well if it is required.
Yeah.
Yes.
so okay, we are almost closing it. Maybe in 2-3 minutes we'll be closing. We have one question for Arvind from Jitesh Chauhan. The question is, Arvind, what is the new technology which you have adapted for work from home?
Okay. Thanks, Jitesh. So instantly the new technology which we adopted, that yes, thanks to the OEM, that it's not, we have before COVID, we can say we are blessed that before COVID we had adopted the UTM firewalls for the VPN connectivity for the remote workers, which mitigates my risk for cyber security and data security perspective. And also it helps us to compliant with the statutory requirement which was released by Government of India during the COVID epidemic. It was a huge challenge for any CIO to have a compliance as well as to meet the workforce. So that's technology, and the second is it's not adoption. Adoption will be after 2-3 months, but yes, we had adopted the digital transformation journey. We have already started the risk of COVID or in future as well. So these are the two technologies we have adopted. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think you already told about your views on the future of the work. Hybrid. What I sensed from Matthew, except Harish didn't say whether it is going to be hybrid as per him. Amarnath also said hybrid, and Arvind also echoed that, saying that yes, we need time to connect with the people. Harish, your views: work from home or hybrid or from office?
Yeah, look,
Last
again,
word, maybe 30 seconds.
look, the way I say it is that it is dependent on two things. One is which industry you are in and what's your role in the company. Correct.
Okay.
If you are operations, there's no hybrid. You got to go to the warehouse. Correct. And if you are on the factory floor, you got to go to the factory. You have no option. Correct. So I think it depends on those two. Wherever possible, organizations will embrace hybrid. But wherever it's not possible, I think it will be work from the location. Right. That's what I say, Sanjay.
So that's your advice for the partners also, because partners, they do not have any
Look, they don't take my advice. They generally do what they want to do, and exactly opposite of what I say. But but if you still want to call it that, then that's what I say.
Let's
All right.
to add to that, let's also not forget, add to that, Harish, there are so many industries. We have chemical industries, we have FMCG, we have BFSI,
Retail.
and don't forget that, our major economy share is agriculture.
Totally. Totally.
Can a
Alright,
farmer
so
work from home? Can a farmer work
Pharma.
from so,
If-
so we all have to think about all these challenges. Think in toto, considering all the every industry, then I
okay.
think it's all
Okay, we
basically.
don't have time. Absolutely, I have given a time till 3:15. That is gone. I have one thing to do, more thing to do. But before that, can I ask you? You rightly said that our genesis, our farmers, everybody is working from home. If you look at our houses are not built like that. Our infra is not built like that. Maybe 30 seconds you can say. Post COVID, would you still say from home? Because look at the communication, I mean, wireless condition in the residential areas, the coverage very poor. Houses, a single house, two houses, apartments, people are staying. Would you still say that working from home, or the government will think something, or the leaders like you will think something and plan and different ways? Because we are not talking about you, me, Matthew. I mean, we may be very lucky people. We have got that kind of opportunity or avenue so that we are managing our jobs. But there are millions of workers, or millions of IT workers, I will say, those who do not have that kind of liberty. Amanath, 30 seconds from
Yeah,
you.
exactly. We have small houses. We have employees who are again young employees, who have small houses. They stay in faraway places. They in a crowd play in a crowded, community places. And don't forget, there are multiple people working in the same house, 3, 4 people. And if all 3, 4 are insatiable executives, you can understand how it will work. So I think this this will be the major challenge. Definitely, if the small house, multiple people working, how will you make them? Tell them to only to work from home. They will face challenges on infrastructure, on and of course the connectivity issues.
Okay, Matthew, 30 seconds for you.
complete, completely agree. I mean, first, the kind of business you are in, two, the kind of infra, right? Everybody may or may not be as lucky as to have the right infrastructure. But wherever possible, wherever the business gives us that opportunity, wherever, I mean, you are in a proper city, in a place where you can, I think remote work will flourish. May not be 100%, but it will surely flourish.
Okay, we are heading towards a conclusion. Harish, your views, 30 seconds.
Look, I think while collaborating with Amarnath and Matthew says, I'll just say that typically the infrastructure catches up with the demand typically, right? So I think it's a matter of time when companies realize that this is the reality, and we'll get better and better infra reaching into different parts of the country, right? So it's physical, right? So it just takes a little bit more time, but
Okay,
it's gonna happen for sure, right?
excellent. Arvind, your final thoughts.
So, from my perspective, yes, it's correct that a lot of infrastructure is not appropriate for working from the work from home and remote locations. But yes, how we have mitigated, organizations are thinking about to extend the supports by providing the dongles or something infrastructure, laptops on the rental. So, like this way, or shifting on a appropriate timing on something at a very better place. So things are managing in that way, and the organization is very open to support organizations as well in that. So it's open because ultimately business needs business. That's it. Over and above.
All right, then, fair
Thank
enough. Thank you very much. Before I finally say thank you, I'll just spin a wheel for a lucky draw of a Amazon device. Just give me a second. Yeah, all the names are fitted here. Just I'm to spin. One name will come out, pop out of it.
Yeah,
Okay, lucky winner is Mr. Gupta. His name, he has not written his name. He has not written his name. Mr. Alok Gupta. He always, every time he goes to any conference or anywhere, he wins the prize. Alok Gupta, thank you very much being lucky and being here. Thank you. All right,
Thanks.
gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for sparing so
thank
much
you.
of time, 1 hour and 15 minutes with us from your valuable time. I really appreciate your participation and your questions. Thank you all our panelists, Mr. Matthew Philip, Mr. Amarnath Sethi, Arvind Sharma from Kota Chemical Fertilizers, and Harish Lada. It has been pleasure. We spoke to each other. Not it was a very superficial, but we said from your heart what is going to happen in the future times. Hope I'll have this opportunity again and again talking to you on the public platform. Thank you very much for now.
Thank you very much, Sanjay.
Thank you. Bye, Sanjay. Thank you all.
Thank you.
नखरे वाली देखने में देख लो है कैसी भोली भाली। अजनबी ये छोरियां दिल पे डाले डोरियां, अजनबी ये छोरियां दिल पे डाले डोरियां, मन की काली। वो तो कोई और थी जो आंखों से समा गई दिल में। डिडलिडे डुडलुडू, डिडलिडे डिडलिडे डुडलुडू, डिडलिडे। बेरहम बेवफा अपना कुछ अता पता बता तो दे। बेरहम बेकली बेबसी कुछ तो कम हो फिर से मुस्कुरा तो दे। बेरहम वो तो कोई और थी जो आंखों से समा गई दिल में।